Are there any comedy groupies in here this evening? Any gag hags? Any chuckle fuckers? The only reason I ask is if any girls come up to me after the show looking for sex, I'm going to have to disappoint you. I mean, we can have sex. Just it will be quite disappointing. I wouldn't lie to you, it'd be like throwing a sausage up an alleyway. More information than some of you wanted, okay. I'm a stand-up comedian, a TV host, an actor, and a writer. People ask me, what's your secret? I'm the M4 rapist. It's a joke. I've never been wrongly accused of rape. We all like a laugh, yes? That's the one thing we've all got in common in this room. We all like a laugh. It's a very British thing, I think, to come out of an evening with the express intention of just having a laugh. Here's a great fact about this country. The average person in Great Britain laughs out loud 10 times a day. Not everyone, obviously. If you work in a hospice or with learning disabled adults, it could be 10 times that. Sky's the limit. Yeah, that's my laugh, which is... someone said my laugh was weird. My laugh isn't weird, it's wrong. Because you're meant to laugh on an out-breath, aren't you? You're meant to laugh on a ha-ha, ha-ha-ha-ha. I laugh on an in-breath, so it's ha-ha-ha-ha. Sounds like a goose being interfered with. Someone asked me the other day, is it fake? Why would you fake that? They say that laughter is the best medicine, so maybe, just maybe, if we all keep laughing at people in wheelchairs. I'm a dreamer, what can I tell you? I was at a show recently, I don't know if anyone's had this experience. I was at a show, watching a band, and standing just under the fire escape, watching a band play, pint on, with a mate, relaxing, and a lady from the venue came up to us, in the little waistcoat and the little name badge, came up and went, excuse me, you're gonna have to move, because if there's a fire, you're blocking the exit. I said, I tell you what, love, if there's a fire, I'll move. Kid retard. What did she think I was going to do in the event of a fire? Just stand there going, nobody move. Why is everything gone orangey and hot? I don't like it. Oh, mobile phones off. I should have said that at the top of the show. Mobile phones off. It's a courtesy to the other patrons in the auditorium. I say mobile phones. What I mean there is phones. No one's brought a landline, have they? Let's face facts, the landline is dead. When the landline goes in our house, there's panic. Shit the bed, who the fuck is that? We're both here. A lot of people text whilst driving. I'm not excusing it, but we've all done things we regret when we're drunk. I saw a thing on the news, it said that bad drivers are going to get on-the-spot £100 fines. I thought, it's a bit sexist. Do you understand that? Yes, you did. Yes, you did. I'm not being sexist. How could it be? Some of my best friends are slacks. Is this sexist? You can be the judge on this. Sorry for being rude, but do you think chat-up lines are sexist? No, they're not. They're fun, right? I know they're cheesy, but they're meant to be cheesy. That is their charm. What's that one? I like that one. Get your coat. It's cold in the boot of my car. I don't know if this ever happened to any of you. I was checking into a hotel recently. It's about 1 o'clock in the morning after a gig up in Manchester. Walked into the reception area, and the guy recognised me and went, "Oh, Mr. Carr, we put you in a disabled room." I said, right, what's the difference between a normal room and a disabled room? And he said, the disabled room's got a walk-in shower. It's taking the fucking piss, isn't it? I've got a question for you, ladies and gentlemen. Does anyone in this room believe in the supernatural? Ghosts and spirits and the like? Quite a lot of you. It's actually easy to tell if your house is haunted. That's me being cynical, but that's this job. Being a stand-up comedian, I think, makes you a bit of a cynic. Has anyone in here actually seen a ghost? Well, go on, what did you see, madam? Tell us the story. And there was no one there. Go on, what did you see? I'm not... I make you nervous. You've seen The Undead. And I make you nervous. Doesn't really show me in a good light, does it? Go on. Where were you when you saw the apparition? You were in a friend's house, right? Her stepfather was what, sorry? I think I may have cracked this case already. There's a stepfather involved. Was there ectoplasm? Go on, what happened? Were you upstairs? Were you... You were in his son's bedroom? Of course you were, love. Go on. He had died. You should have mentioned that sooner. And then you started seeing weird shit. I'm loving this. There's a special name for people that have seen ghosts. Schizophrenic. All the best with your future. Quite an in-depth story. I'll leave it at that. Stepfather did something terrible. And you've recoded that memory. Of course, not all fat people are jolly. Some of them are women. You shouldn't be mean. Fat girls have got feelings. Mainly they're hungry. It's only a joke, isn't it? It's only a bit of fun. I told it the other night and a girl got up and walked out. Well, waddled out. I presume offended, possibly just peckish. Whenever I'm in the changing rooms at the gym, I'm always embarrassed by the fact my penis is so much bigger than everyone else's. But then in fairness, it is erect. Islamic fundamentalist sex dolls. Do they blow themselves up? In Palestinian passports under occupation, do they just put Israel? That joke is only there to test where the Guardian readers are sitting. No further questions, back to the knob gags. I do talk about sex a lot in my show. I talk about sex all the time on stage. And a friend called me on it recently. Came to see the gig and he went, "You talk about sex all the time. Are you obsessed?" I said, "Well, I'm not obsessed. But sex is the great universal topic for comedy. It's still quite taboo to talk about it openly in public. Everyone's interested, everyone cranes forward. And there's a lot of tension around sex. And where you find that kind of tension, that's also a great place to find laughter. So sex is a great topic for comedy. But it's difficult to stand in front of you good people and talk about sex without sounding crude. So to try and mitigate that, to try and alleviate that, this evening, if I refer to a vagina at any point, I'll be calling it a twinkle cave. As in, so there I was, licking out a twinkle cave, while she deep-throated my tummy banana. It's nice to be nice, isn't it? I saw a woman wearing a top, it said super dry on the front. I said, have you thought about lubricants or HRT? Maybe a little bit of Aussie charm? Are you familiar with the term Aussie charm? Just means... Australian charm, you're welcome. Very pleasing look from the ladies of London as if to say, well, I didn't know that had a name, but yes, that does happen. My girlfriend bought a t-shirt for £80. That's a ridiculous amount to spend on a t-shirt, am I right? It said D&G on the front. I suppose fair enough. One of her tits is bigger than the other. I thought my girlfriend was a slag when she told me I was her 30-second lover, and then I realised she was talking about time. There is a minimum comprehension level you may be asked to leave. My ideal woman would be a single mum once I'd finished with her. It's a joke, I'd pay for the abortion. Ah, got you again, I fucking wouldn't. Let's talk about something a little bit more serious. It can't all be slapstick abortion stuff. My first wife was from Thailand. Well, don't, because you'll feel bad. It's actually quite a sad story. My first wife was from Thailand, and she died of testicular cancer. Probably the best way I could describe it is a twinkle cave was an outie. I saw a transvestite in a miniskirt. I thought, that shows a lot of balls. Let's hear it from all the heterosexual men in the room. Give us a shout, all the heterosexual men. I'm guessing from that expression, I can't remember which one heterosexual is. I'm not taking a chance. Maybe this is how they recruit them. The most annoying thing my sister does is that show, Chatty Man. That's the most annoying heckle that I get at gigs. I like it when people join in. I like a bit of a heckle and a bit of fun. But the most annoying one I get is when I've set up a joke, just about to do the punchline, and someone goes, so invariably it's the same thing. So it's, where's Alan? Where's Alan? It's not my like bête noire, it's just a bit annoying. Where's Alan? Who's at your house fucking your dad? I think we all knew, including him, I think we all knew that was a trap. I could feel you as one going, hold, hold, hold. And then one brave soul over there said, no. I'm taking one for the team. Or rather, your dad is. Of course, not all gay people are happy, camp, and fun. Some of them are lesbians. If you're a lesbian and you didn't find that funny, you're surprising no one. Are there any lesbians in? No, my gaydar is pretty much honed in on this pair down there. Hello, how are you two? You all right? I presume you're a couple? You're married? Congratulations. Fabulous. How long have you been married?
Since October.
Since October? My God, it's new and fresh. Have you even finished consummating the relationship?
No.
You don't know when you're finished, do you? That's one of the problems with your lifestyle choice. We'll just put that on hold. We'll be back in a minute. Well, so you're married, you're committed to each other. Well, it's maybe a crazy question to ask you because you're in this long-term relationship and you love each other, but what would it take to get you back on solids? She's a definite no and you're a maybe. Okay, good. Oh, my God. I tell you what, I'm going to do a test and see whether we've got any other sisters in the room, see if there's any other lesbian sisters. Like I'm a lesbian, I've got the haircut, come on. I look a bit like KD Lang, I could get away with it. I'm going to test the heterosexuality of the other ladies in the room. Just a simple question to test this. Ladies, have you read 50 Shades of Grey? You've all read that book, you love that book. I would describe 50 Shades of Grey as the ultimate flick book. It was the best-selling book last year. What's the world coming to? It was the best-selling book last year. I can prove it. Last year, wettest on record. I think it's a very interesting book because, although it's not a great piece of literature, it's more gusset typing. It's interesting because it's pornography for ladies. That's what it is, right? And men, that book is in our houses, isn't it? 50 Shades of Grey is in our house. We've not even picked it up. We're not looking at your pornography, ladies. We're not interested in your kind of pornography. We're very happy with the service broadband is providing. Ladies consume pornography in a very different way to men, and the genders are very different in our consumption of pornography. Here's a fact, gentlemen, that will blow your minds about women's consumption of pornography. Women watch porn films to the end. You know why? To see if they get married. Well, it's probably as good a time as any to talk about how political correctness works in stand-up comedy. Because some people think it's a free-for-all. You can say whatever you want on stage because of freedom of speech. That is not the case. There are rules and regulations that govern what I do. Basically, how political correctness works in stand-up comedy is, if you're directly affected by something or involved in something, you get a free pass. You're allowed to joke about that thing. So, for example, homosexual people can joke about being gay. Disabled people can joke about disability. Black or Asian people can joke about race. Those are the rules. So, these two paedophiles walk into a park. Child abuse, there's a touchy subject. I saw a headline in the paper, it said, "Please smash paedophile ring." I thought, good, let's see how they fucking like it. Have we got any teachers in this evening? Give us a shout, any teachers? Oh, loads of teachers in. You work bloody hard, don't you, teachers? Half the year, 5 hours a day. I'm not knocking it. I could never do what you people do for a living. Not because it's difficult, I wouldn't pass a CRB check. I've actually got a bit of a soft spot for teachers. I used to go out with a teacher and she was lovely. But if ever I wanted sex, she always insisted to put my hand up first. That is ruder than it first appears. You're welcome. Have we got any special needs teachers in? You teach special needs? Oh, there was a woo over there. What's your name, madam? Danielle, very nice to have you in. All I was going to say about special needs teachers is you are the best and the brightest, in my humble opinion. The best and the brightest teachers. Because I can prove it. We all know teachers socially, yes? Everyone knows teachers. And teachers are always moaning on about, oh, I've got homework tonight this evening. Not you, hey, Danielle? You're not grading potato paintings, are you? Fuck it. Your evenings are your own. Fair play. Is that a little yay? See the other teachers looking all fucking annoyed. I didn't think of that. What, sorry? You used to teach at my school, at Burnham Grammar. Did you? Not when I was there, surely. No, unless you moisturise a lot. Where are you from? You're from Belfast, right? Ginger and community. I was just saying what you said to me back. Oh, how come you're teaching over here then? Are you in the witness relocation scheme? What the fuck happened? Fucking grass. What do you teach? What subject? What, sorry? English? You could barely fucking pronounce. I did Countdown recently, the TV show, not Dracula's special needs brother. One for the staff room. And I got asked when I did Countdown, I got asked by every man that I know, everyone asked me, how fit is that Rachel Riley off of Countdown? How attractive is she when you meet her? And it wasn't like a rhetorical question, they wanted me to answer. And I thought, well, I should be able to say how attractive a work colleague and a friend is without sounding misogynistic, without being sexist, shouldn't I? You be the judge. Rachel Riley, let me put it this way. I would crawl over broken glass to suck the cock of the last man that fucked her. I don't think that's overstating it. I'd like to fuck her brains out, take ages. Now, I should warn you there will be some audience participation this evening. Apologies. And the only reason I mention it explicitly is because sometimes when I ask someone a direct question, they get a bit flustered. I think it's because they used to see me on TV, so then when I ask them a direct question, they get a bit, what the fuck is going on? I didn't press the red button, it's gone all fucking interactive. I got a guy wonderfully flustered the other day, front and centre where you're sitting there, and out of nowhere I went, are you married or single? He went, single. And the girl next to him went, he isn't. How could you fuck that up? There was a lovely little pause and he went, I think I might be single now. Oh, well, who's seen me live before? Give us a shout. Okay. Well, you'll know every year my friend Chris does illustrations for me for jokes that I write that I think are a bit esoteric, that require a visual element to be fully enjoyed. Would you like to see them? Well, good, otherwise he'd be fucking gutted and we'd be having some quiet time. Which would be shit. Right, well, I'll show you some. Obviously, we'll kick off with some thoughts and ideas that I've had recently. Right, so, if you like looking at flowers but you can't be arsed with gardening, simply run down a kid outside your house. Can't believe you didn't think of it. On bonfire night, I hope our neighbours keep their pets locked up because there's something about fireworks that makes me really horny. You don't get many homeless gay men, which is a shame because they'd be fucking bums. club recently and I discovered that women can be bouncers if you're travelling fast enough when you mount the pavement. The thing I worry about when I hear kids in the third world are working 18 hours a day to make my trainers is, when are they going to get a chance to finish my fucking laptop? I was in a hotel having breakfast, and the waiter said to me, he said, "You want white or brown toast?" I said, "All toast is brown, you're thinking of bread." At any one time, a bowl of nuts on a bar will have 17 different types of urine on them. And that's why they're called peanuts. Wayne Rooney wears the number 10 shirt, or as he calls it, the stick and the circle. All the celebrities get plastic surgery these days. Colleen Rooney's just had some work done on her arsehole. He's had hair transplant. My friend reckons football violence and aggressive behaviour are triggered by primitive tribal rivalries, which are projected onto opposing teams and then expressed through exaggerated displays of loyalty. But he's a lying gooner twat, so he can suck my fucking cock. All that groaning and grunting in women's tennis, it reminds me of sex, in that I'm watching it happen on screen whilst masturbating. To explain spot fixing in cricket, it's what happens when something I don't understand is done by someone I've never heard of in the middle of something I couldn't give a fuck about. Spiders used to give me nightmares. Anyone else? Yeah, so what I've done is I've stopped eating them just before bedtime. Of course, the worst thing about being bitten by a poisonous spider is that you're probably Australian. Are there any Australians in? Welcome back. I don't like zoos. I prefer to see lions, tigers, elephants and bears in their natural environment. The circus. Is anyone here afraid of clowns? You're afraid of clowns, sir? There's actually a special name for people that are afraid of clowns. Mummy's little benders. This may interest you, though. Clowns have to register their facial design to make sure that other sex offenders don't use it. Dwarves often get overlooked. I can say that, they look up to me. Treat ourselves to another dwarf joke? Tell you what I know about dwarves. Very long. Come on. Here's a random fact. It's random, but it's true. 1 in 10 British kids is now conceived in an IKEA bed. True. How it works is their parents insert flat A into slot B and then screw until the nut's tight. In 2009, Nadia Suleiman of California gave birth to octuplets, 2 daughters and 6 sons, earning her the nickname Octomum, although she's also known as Gigantosnatch. Those babies were walking before she was. I think the men in the room will be able to relate to this. My girlfriend always wants to stay in and watch Downton Abbey, but I want to go out and get a new girlfriend. I thought it'd be okay for me to have sex with other women because my girlfriend and I were on a break. But apparently, I ruined that weekend at Centre Parks. I was going to tell you a story about the poshest place I have ever been. I got invited last year to Clarence House, where Charles and Camilla live in central London. I got invited there. I'm involved in this hospice charity because I'm such a fucking terrific guy. Not because I was press ganged into it. No, no, no. Maybe a little. Anyway, I'm involved in this thing. So Camilla is the patron of this great charity. So she organised like drinks and a concert and dinner in her home to, you know, thank the corporate sponsors and to get more people to donate money, raise a bit of money, raise awareness, that sort of thing. In her home, though, she put on this event. So we're all in her front room, literally Charles and Camilla's front room. It's the most ornate, like high, beautiful sort of ceilings, and they've got a telly and a couch in the corner like normal people might have, but every square inch of mantelpiece and shelf and sideboard has got a beautiful object on it that they've been given by visiting dignitaries or they've picked up on their extensive travels of the world. It's a very intimidating space to be in. So we're all standing there having a drink, and she's coming around saying hello to everyone, and she gets to me, because I'm a dick, as I feel we've established. She gets to me and goes, "Oh, how have you been involved?" And I went, "Never mind about that. Have you seen cash in the attic? Because we're sitting on a gold mine here." And to her credit, it's absolutely true. She went, "Yes," winked and fucked off. Brilliant. I did another weird royal thing last year. I did the Jubilee. Did anyone see the Jubilee? I did a little thing where I had to introduce Grace Jones in a hula hoop. Nice work if you can get it. In order to do that, I had to get past security at Buckingham Palace. Here's what it consisted of. So I met an armed police officer. His only job is to guard our queen, to make sure that no one steals our queen and uses her head to photocopy and make their own money and stamps. I know. So I walked up to this armed police officer outside Buckingham Palace. I said, "Security." He went, "Here's his question." He said, "Are you in Al-Qaeda?" I went, "No." "As you were." I thought, this guy seems fun, so I asked him, I said, "Does anything funny ever happen when you're rolling with the Queen?" He said, "Yeah, I'll tell you this story. Has to be in confidence, though." I said, "You can trust me." He is not a good judge of character. I'm also an Al-Qaeda no. So he told me the story. He said the Queen and her they went up to Glasgow last year. She was opening a drop-in centre for homeless alcoholics. Of course in Glasgow. Where else would you fucking put it? It's very much ground zero for homeless alcoholics. It's their biggest export. So the Queen's there, and she's cutting through the ribbon like a fucking ninja, and all the usual suspects are there. There's the mayor, there's the local dignitaries, there's the chairman of the charity, the people that work in the local office, and they've got a couple of the homeless guys, the alcoholic homeless guys from Glasgow, that the charity has helped in other locations, suited and booted, washed and brushed there to meet the Queen, so that she could see the people that benefited from her kind works. Lovely. So the Queen, as we all know, has only got one bit of shtick, which is